Some of the biggest mistakes we see from casuals at the gym is that they progress their training way too early. And this typically happens when they perform exercise they may not be ready for. Here are the 4 typical exercises this normally occurs and what you need to do in order to be ready for that progression. First one, the deadlift. Before you do any heavy lifting, make sure you have sufficient back bend and have developed the skill of the hip hinge. When bending backwards, you should be able to comfortably look straight up at the ceiling without leaning back from the knees. To hip hinge. You want to be able to bend through your hips first without bending through your lower back at all. So if you're not yet able to do these 2 simple tasks, then you simply need to establish these exercises first. Otherwise, you'll be in serious risk of herniating your lumbar disc. Second one is the barbell squat. Before using any barbell for any squat, you should be able to complete a full range of motion on a goblet squat. Until you can do this, leave the barbells on a rack. Your full range of motion is what you can do on a TRX, not what you can do with your body weight. Next is the ability to externally rotate your shoulder 180 degrees without moving your torso. This will indicate that you can comfortably rest the barbell on your back without having to compensate for your spine. Next is the overhead reach for exercises, mostly referring to pull downs and especially overhead presses, such as the shoulder press. If you cannot comfortably reach your arms straight up in the sky on a 180 degree angle with your torso, then you need to work on lengthening your lats and anterior chain. You also need to make sure you're using slight angles on your pull downs and presses before inclining into a direct vertical position. The final common mistakes are seated before standing and upright before bent over. This is referring to the stability of the exercises. If you find yourself unbalanced when standing for a particular exercise, simply bring yourself into a seated position first to execute the technique while you develop your stability in other ways. A lot of the common mistakes we see when people are doing a bent over row is they don't have much spinal mobility. So what we want from that here is to straighten out the spine and make sure it's nice and stable, and this is a much better position to pull from. So there you go guys, those are 4 common mistakes we typically see that will lead to chronic pain or injury. By ticking these prerequisites off, it'll make you more confident when you start to gain strength in these new exercises without hurting yourself.